Epictetus wisely observed that we cannot choose our external conditions, but we can always choose how to respond to them. This is particularly true if you are inherently inclined to help others. It is both a noble and rare trait. However, it is important to understand that sometimes, despite our best efforts, we cannot change someone's situation, especially when the person lacks the desire or ability to change. If they are not ready to accept help, no amount of assistance will be sufficient. This video is designed to help you understand when your well-intentioned efforts may go in vain. We will examine 5 categories of individuals who are not open to external assistance for various reasons. Typically, these individuals need to overcome their own challenges in order to truly learn and grow. By recognizing these signs, you can conserve your energy and focus on areas where your assistance can have a meaningful impact. Watch this space to gain insights on when to offer help and when to step back, and understand that sometimes the most valuable lessons come from facing challenges directly. Number 1. The self-centered individual. Consider Marcus Aurelius's Stoic teaching. When you find yourself about to criticize someone, ask yourself the question, what fault of mine does this criticism resemble the most? This insight is particularly important when dealing with self-centered individuals. These individuals seem to live in a world that revolves around their own experiences and perspectives. Have you encountered scenarios like this? For instance, you might be discussing the increasing traffic congestion in your city, but your friend ignores it, claiming it's not a personal inconvenience. Or you share exciting news about a new job opportunity, and your friend overshadows your joy with complaints about their own job dissatisfaction, making you feel like your happiness is being overshadowed by their self-centered narrative. In interactions where your achievements and feelings are consistently overshadowed by someone else's self-centered storytelling, it can be disheartening. Your joys and opinions seem to lose their significance in their presence. This situation raises the question, should you spend your time and energy supporting someone who continually disregards everything beyond their own interests? Or do you have the power to push them to change their perspectives? Remember this important lesson. If someone is not interested in self-improvement, no matter how much you try to persuade them, it won't be enough to elevate them. On the other hand, if you want to grow but are surrounded by people who want to pull you down, their influence can hinder your progress. To avoid falling into this trap, it is crucial to distance yourself from such individuals. The key here is recognizing that your efforts to uplift someone might be in vain, and making the difficult decision to prioritize your own growth and well-being. Number 2. The challenge of helping those who do not accept responsibility. Considering Epictetus's insight, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. This is especially relevant when dealing with individuals who consistently avoid personal responsibility, lacking the introspection and humility necessary for growth. These individuals often perceive themselves as flawless, while blaming others or circumstances for their misfortunes. Acting thoughtlessly, they ignore the impact of their actions on others and quickly point to external factors rather than their own choices when problems arise. The phrase, "It's not my fault," becomes their mantra, and attempting to guide them towards self-improvement is often futile due to their unwillingness to acknowledge their mistakes. Is it possible to help someone who never accepts their mistakes? Attempting to do so in such efforts carries the risk of becoming the target of blame and hinders their potential for learning. Particularly when faced with resistance, insisting on changing their perspectives can be unproductive. These individuals tend to get stuck in their complaints, potentially drawing others into their negative spiral. It is often wiser to step back and distance yourself before getting caught up in cycles of blame and denial. If you've watched the video up to this point, Feel free to comment that I have the strength to overcome all difficulties. Number 3. Those who think negatively all the time. When we consider the Stoic principle, which is believed to lead towards finding peace and resilience, it is evident that constantly focusing on the negative aspects of life creates a sharp contradiction with this philosophy. Stoicism teaches appreciating both the good and the bad in life and maintaining a balanced perspective. It is normal to face challenges and experience negative emotions, such as disappointment or sadness, but it becomes problematic when someone solely focuses on the negatives, ignoring the positive aspects and joys life offers. Some individuals seem to have mastered this negative outlook, and you'll soon realize that trying to help them is often futile. Despite your efforts to offer solutions, they tend to find new problems for every suggested solution. This negativity, often described as gloom and pessimism, can influence their mindset, much like those depicted in news stories. As you provide more solutions, it becomes apparent that they are not seeking help, but are instead looking for an audience for their complaints. Their life stories are filled with negativity, constant financial problems, family issues, unsatisfactory relationships, and frustrating careers. The question arises, can you truly help someone who finds solace in complaining? It is unlikely that those who constantly complain about every aspect of their lives are genuinely seeking solutions. It is wise not to expend your energy on such individuals. Allow them the time to find positivity on their own. Meanwhile, focus your efforts on those who genuinely seek and appreciate your guidance. Otherwise, you risk being consumed by the same negativity and becoming a reflection of the person you're trying to help. Number 4. Those who look for the problem in others. Stoicism has a fundamental principle: we can only control our responses and attitudes, not external events. Understanding individuals who constantly defy Stoic teachings by consistently blaming others is crucial. Taking responsibility for our responses is key to maintaining emotional balance and promoting personal growth. As Epictetus said, it's not what happens to us that disturbs us, but our thoughts about what happens. This is especially true when thinking about individuals who never see themselves at fault, attribute all their problems to external factors, and refuse to acknowledge personal shortcomings. People who cannot recognize their own deficiencies are unlikely to begin their journey of self-improvement, often due to arrogance or ignorance. This can lead to a mindset where they believe others are always at fault. When contemplating their lack, they attribute friendship deficiencies to others not being open, not engaging in sports to external factors like cost, and unsuccessful job applications to interviewers. If you want to help these individuals, the most effective approach is often allowing them to learn life's tough lessons. Over time, real-life experiences can serve as catalysts for them to recognize their role in their own problems. Confronting the consequences of their actions can help them gain the necessary insight to see where the real issues lie. Number 5. Self-deceiving people. Stoicism emphasizes honesty and the pursuit of self-knowledge. These principles may conflict with the tendencies of some individuals to deceive themselves. This self-deception is akin to sweeping a problem under the rug. It doesn't eliminate the problem, just hides it. Stoics advocate facing our weaknesses honestly, considering it a necessary step for self-improvement and growth. The fundamental problem for those who deceive themselves is creating a distorted version of reality. Their perceptions are so skewed that they believe their own truths, often disregarding others' perspectives. They fail to recognize that the human brain is a subjective interpreter, shaping the perception of reality based on personal interpretations. This self-deception is often not malicious, but rather a result of evolving psychological coping mechanisms, likely rooted in challenging childhood or adolescent experiences. These individuals may have shaped their own realities as a survival mechanism in the face of pressure to conform to social norms or be accepted by peers. However, helping someone trapped in self-deception is challenging, as the perceptual barriers are significant. Efforts to correct their misunderstandings are often met with illogical resistance and justifications. Despite clear evidence, they tightly cling to their distorted realities. The most effective way to help these individuals is to facilitate their acknowledgement of the problem, often requiring professional psychological intervention. This process is similar to the polarized political debates seen globally, where individuals vehemently defend their views, often using irrational arguments and maintaining confidence in their own truths despite contradictions.